Hey guys, welcome back to Earthbeat. I'm going to show you how you can replace the battery on your Google Pixel 6 and your Google Pixel 6 Pro. Like most smartphones, the first thing that we had to do was to hit the screen of the device. To get to the battery, you need to remove the screen first. For Google, it is similar to the iPhone. We need to remove the screen to reach the battery. Since this is not a screen replacement, that's why I'm going fast in the removal process of the battery. I have a video dedicated for the screen replacement of the Pixel 6 Pro. You can check that link in the description for the screen replacement and instructions. To replace the screen on this Pixel 6 Pro, it is not really difficult. You need to hit the front of the device and then use your suction cup to lift the display a little bit, and then you insert your guitar pick and run the guitar pick on all four sides of the device, and then you have separated the screen from the frame of the device. The flex cable of the screen is held by a returning plate with one screw. You need a set of Torx screwdriver in order to perform any kind of work on a Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. The way Google had designed this device, there is no way you can remove the battery cable without removing the mid frame. So we had to remove all the screws attaching the mid frame to the motherboard. After, we can easily access the mid frame and lift it out of the frame of the device, and then we can see the big cable, that is the cable of the battery. You need to disconnect the cable of the battery first and then disconnect the other flex cable that is very close to the cable of the battery. Those are the two cables that we need to disconnect at this moment, and then we need to clear the area to have the battery exposed without any cable hanging near the battery, because we are going to use heat and some tools in order to lift the battery and remove the battery from the frame of the device. You might be asking yourself why I'm not using the plastic provided by Google to remove the battery, because it simply does not work. You need to pull on this plastic, small plastic but quite solid, right and left, in order to detach the battery from the double-sided tape it had. The Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro had a lot of double-sided tape and very strong double-sided tape that holds the battery to the frame of the device. So what they provided is not going to work, and it may even damage your battery. I'm going to tell you more on that when the battery is out. So a few seconds ago, I had heated the back of the device. I made sure that I heated the area where the double-sided tape was sitting, and I started to pull on the battery at the top of the device. The battery was moving a little bit, but it was not much. So at this point, it is better to add some extra heat. Also, if you're going to use a metal tool like you've been seeing me doing it on my other videos for battery replacement, you need to have a flat metal tool. You must avoid sharp tools, because if you puncture the battery, you're going to lose that battery and you might eventually create a fire and lose your device and even injure yourself. So please make sure that you use a metal tool that is flat and that is not sharp. There is one double-sided tape at the top of the battery and there is another one at the bottom of the battery, but the middle of this battery is where I had the most space, where I could insert my metal tool and start to apply some upward pressure. I was able to pull the battery slightly from the frame of the device, and I was able to insert my secondary tool, the plastic tool in blue, at the top of the device. When that has been inserted, it was a little bit easier to pull the battery from the frame of the device. So at this point, you have created enough space between the battery and the frame of the device to insert your secondary tool, and then you can put your flat metal tool near where the double-sided tape is sitting and put some pressure to detach the double-sided tape and the battery together. Also, whenever it gets a little bit too difficult, you need to add some extra heat to the back of the device, especially where the double-sided tape is sitting, so that will help us remove the battery from that area. So as you saw it was very difficult and time-consuming to pull the battery out of the frame of the device. Google is using some really strong double-sided tape, and I have never seen that kind of double-sided tape on any device. So if you're doing this, take your time to do it and everything is going to be alright. The bottom portion of the battery needs to be heated the same way that we did the first or the top portion of the battery. And then after that, you can pull the battery directly from the top, but that is a little bit risky because the soft portion of the battery is at the bottom. So what you can do is pull the battery from the top a little bit and use one of your tools to cut the double-sided tape. But while doing that, make sure that you do not puncture the battery, and preferably use use a plastic tool to do that. And then you can start to pull strongly on the battery. Keep in mind that the soft portion of the battery is still there, and then the battery is going to come out of the device. To get things a little bit easier, you can pull the battery from the top and then add a little bit of alcohol to the bottom portion so that it gets softened, and then that will help you remove the battery more easily. So let me show you what Google wanted you to do with the plastic. Grab the plastic, pull it right and left, go through one double-sided tape, and then go through the other double-sided tape. The plastic is solid, but I think using this method, it is going to scratch the battery and it might eventually cut the battery instead of cutting the double-sided tape. And the double-sided tape that they use is really strong. To install the battery, you need to apply the two double-sided tape that they will provide you. Either the double-sided tape are going to be already installed on the battery, or you will have to install them inside the device. Once the battery inside the frame of the device, make sure that everything is perfectly aligned, and then connect the battery cable to the motherboard, and then reinstall everything in reverse order that you remove it. Everything connected, including the screen. Close the device. Make sure that you apply some pressure on all corners of the device. You're going to hear some clicks. Turn on your device and hopefully it turns on, and you can start using your Pixel 6 to its full capacity again. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like and share, and I will see you in my next video.